Aloha and welcome to the 2023 Capstone Symposium. My name is Ryan Eykel and I am a candidate for the Masters of Social Work. I am honored to present to you my exploratory research study which identified the motivating factors, facilitators, and barriers as well as advice to promote successful research careers and increase research within Native Hawaiian communities. A quick note, I will be going through this material fairly quickly and I strongly encourage you to pause this video and read the quotes more thoroughly. I would like to begin by stating my positionality. I am an Indonesian Cuban American from immigrant parents, so I have special insight on how to engage and conduct research with oppressed populations. Through my field placement, current employment, and mentorship, I have gained access to the wisdom of intelligent researchers and mentors, underrepresented researchers and community members, namely Native Hawaiians, Pacific Islanders, and people of color, and field placements who incorporate Indigenous perspectives to serve disproportionate numbers of Native Hawaiians and Pacific Islander populations. After researching literature and other data reports, I realized there is a need for more researchers, particularly Native Hawaiians, to conduct social science research. Native Hawaiians and Native Hawaiian researchers are dramatically underrepresented in social science research, yet currently no studies exist regarding the perspectives of Native Hawaiian and non-Native Hawaiians who conduct research with Native Hawaiian communities. This study aims to address this gap in the knowledge. My research question is, what are the perspectives of Hawaiian and non-Hawaiian researchers regarding the motivating factors, facilitators, and barriers to conducting research with Native Hawaiian community? And my sub-question is, how can potential graduate and doctoral students be supported to pursue research careers in academia or community settings? Using an exploratory research design, 5 qualitative semi-structured interviews were conducted. Non-probability, purposive, and snowball sampling were utilized to recruit participants for this study. Demographics explored participants' gender, level of education, academic or community position, and sexual orientation. Of the 5 participants in the study, 2 identified as Native Hawaiian and 3 identified as non-Native Hawaiian. More detailed demographic information can be seen on the chart to the right of the screen. 6 key themes emerged in this study, which were organized into 3 categories: motivation, facilitators and barriers, and advice. Theme 1 focused on the central Hawaiian value of kuleana, which is privilege, birthright, and responsibility, as a primary factor in motivating participants to pursue higher education and or conduct community-led research with Native Hawaiians. Having opportunities to give back to the community, it motivated all of the participants. However, unique to Native Hawaiian and Pacific Islanders was a deep desire to return home so that they could give back to their respective home communities. In contrast, both the non-Indigenous participants did not feel a call to go back to their home communities to conduct research, but did feel a call to give back to the community that they now call home. All participants also shared a common goal of uplifting the Lahui, or Hawaiian nation, through the research while protecting participants, the community, and or data collected. Participants also reflected the importance of leaving a legacy through passing on knowledge to future generations through using the Indigenous method of storytelling for collection, analysis, and dissemination of findings. Under the category of facilitators and barriers, 3 themes emerged, which are themes 2, 3, and 4. For theme 2, facilitators and barriers were conceptualized as 2 distinct categories. However, upon a closer examination of the transcripts, it was discovered that the facilitators and barriers were linked to having access and supports and resources, which was a facilitator, or not having access to support and resources, which was a barrier. The facilitators and barriers were also conceptualized in 2 ways, external and internal. Moana, a Hawaiian, highlighted what other participants emphasized as an external facilitator on their career path, which included supportive, empathetic mentorship and financial support via scholarships. By contrast, the Great Inquirer, a non-Hawaiian, echoed inaccessibility to mentorships and funding for research as a barrier. Theme 3 was trust building, cultivating relationships through cultural humility as an external factor. Raven, who was a non-Hawaiian, highlighted the importance of developing relationships to expand the number of people that you care about in community building. Peter John, a Pacific Islander, emphasized the idea of guesthood, which recognizes that both Hawaiian and non-Hawaiian researchers are guests, and as such need to interact in a culturally humble manner to promote positive community relationships. Theme 4 was identified as an external barrier. Changing the colonial mindset was perceived as participants' kuleana, and the way to address this barrier was through using Indigenous methods of storytelling for data collection, analysis, and dissemination of findings. This study also highlighted the importance of talking story with participants, particularly Kupuna, to promote Indigenous methodologies to recover data and knowledge which was historically lost due to colonization. The third or final category identifies participants on advice for graduate and doctoral students interested in pursuing a research career path, focused on Native Hawaiian communities, which were themes 5 and 6. Theme 5 was finding your passion through education and service, which was conceptualized as community engagement because there's more engaged with community, the more they find their passion and more deliberate choices to pursue a social science career path. The Great Inquirer shared the importance of pursuing research that you deeply care about to sustain your research career. Theme 6 was conceptualized and as focused on self development and identified as cultural identity, which was an internal factor. Because it's centered on researchers knowing or discovering who they are as a way to sustain themselves as a researcher, Moana noted that her liability as a native Hawaiian became an asset when she returned to the islands, and grappling with her cultural identity had been a hurdle for her. But the more she engages in research, the more she comes to terms with her cultural identity as an Indigenous scientist. Limitations for the study include small sample size, limited time to collect and analyze data, and being non-Hawaiian and potential biases. Solutions to these limitations are having a larger sample size, lengthening time frame for the study, engaging in frequent memo writing, and consulting with academic mentors and community members on findings. Knowledge gained from the study has the potential to inform academic and program development to assist Native Hawaiian and non-Hawaiian researchers to engage in community-led social science research and interventions. Implications for possible career development include providing access to supportive and empathetic mentorship and financial resources to assist both Native Hawaiian and non-Native Hawaiian researchers to pursue research careers uh, and leadership positions to uplift Native Hawaiians. Creating opportunities to cultivate relationships in placement, postdoctoral work, and community engagement is a culturally humble manner which can promote trust, which has been a longstanding issue in Native Hawaiian communities. Finally, developing opportunities for doctoral students and early career investigators to find their passion through education and service learning and clarify their cultural identity, particularly for Native Hawaiians, can provide useful and increasing the number of Native Hawaiian researchers involved in social science research careers. Mahalo for watching my capstone presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, and I can't wait to hear your questions during the capstone symposium. Mahalo.